Hey guys, I'm Lee from Lee Likes Music, the place to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at Liam Gallagher's debut solo record, which is called As You Were. So that's coming up. Now, Liam Gallagher is most famous for being the lead singer of the British rock band Oasis. They were one of the most successful rock bands and brit-pop bands during the 90s. As You Were is Gallagher's debut album as a solo artist, and according to the man himself, it's a collection of quote-unquote proper rock songs. He didn't use that many words when describing this record, but he did share a story about one of the songs. The story is about this one time when Gallagher was in New York and he got this call from someone saying, "Yoko wants to meet you." And this was of course Yoko Ono, the wife of John Lennon. John Lennon was, and it probably is still, one of Liam Gallagher's biggest idols. He's really into the Beatles. So he was probably really stoked when his wife, Yoko Ono, wanted to meet him. So she lived in the Dakota Building, which is an old 18th century building on the west side of New York. When Gallagher arrived at Yoko's place, she offered him some tea, and they both walked into the kitchen. And Gallagher was really fascinated because she had this ginormous banner hanging there. There was some words written in Japanese on the banner, and she translated it into English, and it said, "While I've been hibernating, I've been gathering my wings." For some reason, this meant something to Gallagher, so he wrote it down, and he waited for the perfect opportunity to use these words in a song, and it was used on this album right here during the 12th track. Now anyways, let's get into the album review, okay? So Wall of Glass was the first single off this record, and it's also the first track, and it certainly sounds like a single. It actually reminds me of the same swagger that the Arctic Monkeys have. It's kind of modernized. It's some yards away from Oasis, yet it's very standard in terms of the mood and the structure, but the production was something that just really struck me as something great here. Now, when it comes to the standardization of the different tracks, that is probably what really made me sad at the end of the day about this record. Really standard. It's inspired by classic rock all the way through, and it's very predictable. Just listen to the Oasis-esque song, which is called For What It's Worth, the 60s inspired rock and roll riffing on You Better Run, or the heavier escapes on I Get By. There's something about them that feels a bit recycled. In short, it gets old very, very fast. Now, there are great rock artists and bands out there that wholeheartedly reiterate sounds of the past, like Tame Impala, Amplifier, The War on Drugs. These bands are amazing. They are very generic, very genre typical, but in an original fashion. And I wish Gallagher had done the same with this record. There are also other bands like King Gizzard, Hiatus Coyote, No Moral Orchestra that push the boundaries of their genres, and I don't know, for some reason I would never imagine Gallagher to do this, but it would be great if he could actually offer something unique and not just a standard structure and melody in so many of these songs. It gets boring so easily. It sounds like he's right in the center of what he's trying to do, and it's done before, and there's enough of that where it's coming from. By all means, there are many positives on this record as well. The production here is great. The orchestral and spacious layering of instruments on When I'm in Need is only one of many examples of that. I also want to say that there's a nice flow throughout this whole record. Track number 8 is one of the more heavier hard rock inspired songs on the album, while track number 9, Chinatown, is a lot slower and acoustic compared to that one again. And despite of the juxtaposition, they really just flow beautifully into each other. My favorite song off of this album is also Chinatown, because it just has this alternative arrangement when it comes to the instruments, and also the whole soundscape just sounds different from everything else on the record. It features this simplistic hit on the bar bass drum underneath this very charming acoustic guitar melody. Throughout the song, you also find these mesmeric vocal effects and also some synths that makes the whole song sound a bit more spacious and almost on the border to something psychedelic. I think it would have been awesome to hear a full record where Gallagher is simply acoustic all the way through, because I really like this song. Maybe a full acoustic record from Gallagher would be a step in the wrong direction, I don't know, but this song was just, it just blew my mind. Now, touching a little bit on the lyricism on this album as well, I feel like Gallagher's lyricism is sometimes nonsensical, very intuitive, while other times it gives a bit more meaning. And I'm not sure, but it might be because there are many other writers helping him out on this record, such as Simon Aldred and Andrew Wyatt, amongst others. It just sticks out to me in such a huge way, and I just want to read you some of the lyrics here. I feel like these phrases right here actually capture Gallagher's quirky and authentic worldview in a really nice way. Well, the cops are taking over, while everyone's in yoga, 'cause happiness is still a warm gun. And yeah, that last sentence, if you don't know the Beatles, they actually wrote a song, Happiness is a Warm Gun, off of the White Album, and yeah, that was a reference. So, As You Were by Liam Gallagher, very centered album, very generic, not that authentic. I like what is going on here, but it really doesn't surprise me in any sort of way, so I'm probably not going to visit this album again. I'm feeling a 5 out of 10 on this one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like to share, explore, and learn about rock music from Bandcamp, then I highly suggest you click the red subscribe button below. Also, make sure you hit that bell icon beside the subscribe button, because in that way you'll always get notified when I upload new videos to this beautiful place right here. Thank you again for watching. Hope to see you later. Bye.